Good evening. My usual one in, one out. Got 3 or 4 more to go to do the same thing. There's another one in. See if they stay. I always get 4 or 5 that come in and only here for a few seconds at the start and leave. They never say anything. Hey, IJ. How are you this evening? You did not see fish. Don't quite get what you mean there. I've got one kitty at the door whimpering. She wants to come in. I'm not sure what's up with Jill tonight, but she's at the door wanting to come in. Oh, oh well. I don't play those games. I'm just here to do whatever, let people have fun, talk, whatever. If they don't like that, they can leave. It don't matter. I went over there a little while ago and opened the door. Jill came around the edge of the door there. Hey, Amor. And I patted her a little bit, and she just walked in, started right toward the kitchen like she felt she belonged here. I kind of turned her around, headed her back toward the door again. Fluffy was laying underneath my other desk over there, and she went right up to Fluffy's face. And usually, when she's outside with the other cats, she's always hissing at them to get away from her. Didn't seem to bother her the least bit. Fluffy hissed at her. Car died again outside the grocery store. So what'd you have to do to get it running? Is it just the battery, or is it something else that's causing the problem? She turned off the car but left the heat on. How'd you leave the heat on if the car's not running? I don't quite get that. Because the heat comes from the running engine. So what did AAA do? Just needed the jump. Right? Yeah, so it's battery. How long was it from the time she shut it off till you tried to start it? Come on, you two, use English so I know what the hell you're talking about. Well, I kind of just started this one just out of boredom tonight, but most everybody else is on doing a live, and I just wasn't interested in being on any of those. I went to one just a little bit ago, only did a little while, and I left, and I see there's quite a few others are live right now, so there may not be many show up. I figure I'll only get the ones like you two and Josh and them that don't go to all these others. Amore, I tell her that all the time. Just go buy a new one. I just had to put a new battery in my car a couple weeks ago because mine got to the point that if I didn't drive it all the time, leave it sit for a week or so, when I go out and get in it, it wouldn't start. The battery wouldn't hold the charge. And then I put the battery charger on it to charge it back up, and it, leave it there several hours, which should, in that time, should fully charge it. And it was still showing it was still dead. My charger was running hot. It had enough juice in it to make the car start, but hey, Josh, but it wouldn't hold the charge if I left it sit for a week or so and not driving it. My battery was still under warranty, but they prorated after the first 18 months or whatever. So it still cost me, I think, $117 for the new battery. I got it at Napa. When I bought batteries for both my vehicles before, I just did a lot of calling around and checking, and I got the car battery at Napa, and the truck takes 2 batteries, and I got those at O'Reilly's. So what have you been up to, Amore? Haven't seen much of you lately. Yeah, look at the picture on my homepage here for YouTube. That truck and trailer is mine. Not the car and the truck on the trailer, but the truck pulling it. That's mine. If I had your email, I would send you a couple pictures of it, and you'd know what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to go back into the settings and where it says you can put in words that you don't allow in your chat, and just put up in all these Tagalog words so that you girls can't use them to talk, and then you'll have to use English. What do you mean you can't go anywhere? I hadn't heard anything about them locking you down or anything over there again. If nothing else, just do like JB used to once in a while. She'd do a short video when she went to the market or something. Or she used to sometimes go shopping, whatever. Or she went to the school to pick the kids up, just something to fill in time and content. Oh, I understand that more, but there's a few words that I do understand what they mean and whatnot like that. But I don't understand them all. And I just think it's unfair to everybody else in here because most everybody in the world speaks English. And there's always two or three that'll come in here and you sit here and talk to Tagalog. Nobody else understands you. Then everybody leaves. And I see that on several people's chats. Most all the other, Filipinos and stuff, they specify to people use English so everybody understands. Yeah, I can't see having to have a mask on when you're hiking because you're out in the middle of nowhere. It also makes it harder to breathe when you have a mask on when you're exerting yourself any. But what brought that up that they're pushing the mask in? A lot of places are removing that requirement. Probably half the states in the U.S. you don't have to wear a mask at all anymore. We haven't had to here in Florida for months. I never did anyways. A lot of people didn't, but they removed it here in Florida months ago. I left this afternoon. Well, earlier in the afternoon, I sat here and fell asleep in the chair. But this afternoon, later, Josh, I took and went to town trying to see about getting another battery for this laptop. I went to, days, Thursday. Tuesday, I went to Daytona to Best Buy to see about. Okay, more. I went to Best Buy to see about getting another printer like mine because I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm hoping it's printer problems, not computer. But neither of my computers will now pick up that printer. They're Bluetooth. They're not wired in, and they both say they can't find it. So I'm hoping it's the printer. So I was going to buy another one just like it. Well, I didn't write all the numbers down for that. When I got there, the girl didn't know which one I wanted, but she didn't have it on the shelf. She said if it's not here, we don't have it. We can't get it. They're having troubles getting supplies. I went to Bulbs Plus, or batteries, Bulbs Plus, just up the road from it, and bought a battery for this. I took the old one with me and give it to him. The guy gets all the numbers off it, went in the computer, played around, came back, so okay, here's the one you need. Got home and it wasn't the right one. Mine's a 14.8 volt. The one he got me was a 10.8. So it wouldn't work. My computer wouldn't even recognize it. So I took it back yesterday to swap it out and get a different one. They didn't have the other one in stock. They'd have to order it. I said, well, just give me my money back. Then I said, there's another Bulbs Plus here, local, closer to me. I'll just go there instead so I don't have to travel so far to come back to that one to get it. And I took and went there today to see about, that's where I was at this afternoon, see about getting one there. They didn't have the one I need in stock. So he recommended I go online and see if I can't get it from Amazon. He looked it up and found one at Amazon. Hey, Kuzjo. He found one on Amazon that was about half the price of what theirs was. So I need to look, see if I can find it and maybe order one that way. Then I ran over to Walmart just to buy a new air filter for my lawnmower. You used to be able to, you can buy just a sponge filter that goes in the breather. They don't sell them that way anymore. You got to buy the whole new breather container. The old ones were metal. The new ones are plastic. So they're selling you junk for more money, and just so you can get the one piece you need. I've got where I hate to go shopping because nobody has what you need, and half the time the people working there are idiots anyways. One of the other things I thought of yesterday when I was coming home, because coming down one road coming through town, there's different people along at the intersections where a traffic stop for the traffic lights with signs. Please help. Any amount will be appreciated. But every business you go by, it's got a sign out front that says help wanted. They don't want to work. They want to stand on the curb and beg for money instead. Thank you, Cujo. Hey, Smokums. Well, that's good, Amor. Usually you give me a thumbs down. So this time I got a thumbs up from you. Good. But Amor, you're saying you have to wear a mask everywhere you go, but you can still go out and do stuff though? I mean, you can go into town and do what you need to, shopping or whatever. Like I say, nothing else, just do a video of that or something just to fill space. I was just teasing you, Amor. I've told you before too. Yes, I have given people thumbs down, but I do it because I think there's something wrong with the video. And that's what I think anybody should do. If there's a problem, you shouldn't just automatically give a thumbs up. Give them a thumbs down so they know there's something they need to check on it. That's how they'll learn to make it better. And the thumbs down does not hurt the video or hurt the channel. Thumbs down, thumbs up, all count the same. Well, normally, don't you and Bikini both go out every Sunday? Hike together, run, whatever you do? I know that's her only day off. But you two can still go out and do stuff together, even though JB's not there. Oh, the septic was all put in that day, Amor. It just where I left it there on the fifth video, showing you that's how they left it. They have to wait for the state inspector to come and check it, make sure it was done right. And he, lets them know. Then they'll come back with that little bobcat and cover all that stuff up, so you never know it's there. It'll all be buried. You won't see it, and then grass will grow back in the yard again. if you look at my most recent video that I did yesterday, or was it the day before? No, I did it Tuesday. They had the guys that came out that took the two trailer halves and jacked them up and slid them together and had them blocked up and stuff, and they were still working on it. Oh, okay. See, I didn't know where either of you two live. I thought you were close together because you do so many videos and stuff together all the time. Okay, Josh. What do you mean to avoid penalty from the government? They penalize you for being together? I don't understand all of that stuff. Okay. See, I didn't know that. I mean, I know she lives in a high rise somewhere, same as JB did, but I didn't know where you were. Where is Angie Rain at? Because all of you used to go over to JB's extra apartment room there, whatever she had when you had your parties and stuff. Well, tell him you're not together. Just tell him you both walk in the same direction. She just happened to be there. You're not together. Well, I know JB said before there that Angie's employer doesn't hardly let her out of the house. That's why you never used to see much of her. But you two did a lot of your cave videos and stuff together. The two of you, and there was two other girls who used to be with you a lot. And then sometimes JB was with you. Only time I ever saw Angie was if she was with JB. I've only seen her once since JB went back home. She came in one of my lives one night just long enough to say hi, and she was gone. Well, I can see that, but yeah. That's just like the ones that go to Saudi and Kuwait and those places there where the employers take their passports away from them so they can't leave too. To me, that's just so wrong. But we have such different laws here that don't allow stuff like that. That's why it's hard for me to accept, seeing somebody else doing it there. I think you girls are misused so many times. You don't get paid that much to begin with. Yeah, I understand that. It's not just the Chinese, but yeah, I understand that. But like you saying there about, or what was saying there about, you get not getting paid much. There's one Filipino I was talking with the other night there, and she was saying she works in a, I guess it's factory work, whatever. 'Cause she runs a machine, but she works 12 hours a night. What she gets paid per night is less than people here in the United States get paid per hour. So she has to work 12 hours to make almost as much money as they make for 1 hour here. That's why I wish it was so much easier for you girls to be able to come to the U.S. or something for employment or whatever, because you'd be able to make some decent money when you turn around sending it all home anyways. Then you'd have some money to send home and still save money for yourself. Even those in the Philippines where everybody tries to. Yeah, I understand that, IJ. I was going to say, even in the Philippines, where so many people try to work, they're just not making enough to, almost not enough to make it feasible to go to work. Well, I would discourage you on eating unlimited McDonald's burgers and French fries. They're not good for you. In them fast food places like McDonald's and Wendy's and uh, Arby's or any of them, there's too much grease and too much salt in their food. It's not good for you. And a place you can go here, which, and I say it just because it's one of my favorite places to eat. I really like going there, and I think you would make good money because they're paying you an hourly wage. I don't know what they pay for tipped workers now, because that's less than the normal minimum wage. But then you make tips, and you can make $100 or more a day of tips easily. And that's at Golden Corral. Yeah, but see, the thing of it is, more if you give them problems, then you have to deal with it afterwards. How they treat you all the time. And I've heard others, not so much where you're at, but like in the Middle East, where if they have problems with an employer doing stuff they shouldn't or mistreating them or whatever, so if they try to run away, go with the police just pick them up and bring them back to the employer. And they got your passport, so you can't even leave the country. It's kind of like you're a prisoner there. I mean, we have people here that get stuck that way, but it's the ones that pay somebody to say to bring them across the border coming out of Mexico and promising to help them do everything. But instead of helping them when they get here, they put them working somewhere for them to pay off their expense to bringing them over. Whether it's working in a factory, you know, somewhere running a sewing machine, or the girls working as prostitutes or whatever. Hey, Monroe, how you doing this evening? I don't know how long this will go tonight. It just depends on what's going on. I'm just having trouble even talking, and I keep losing my voice. Well, that's good if if you have the means to stand up to them and get away from it. But a lot of times they don't. The girl don't have any money to go anywhere, don't know anybody. There's another girl I used to talk to all the time. Haven't heard from her in a while, but she works over in Qatar. Now her employers treat her very good. She does the housework and dishes and stuff like that. She don't have to do any of the cooking. The woman that she works for, her and her husband, the woman does all the cooking. This girl just does the dishes, the laundry, and takes care of the 3 kids. I'm not sure what housework she does, maybe that too. But she had problems with her teeth, needing to go to the dentist. Ended up having to have braces. Her employer paid for all of that. When she wants to call home, her employer gives them their phone, lets her call home, so she don't have to pay for the phone calls. If the family goes out somewhere to eat, or like one of the kids' birthdays or something, they take her with them. They treat her as part of the family. They take her out to eat with them. The family goes to the beach, they take her to the beach with them. She's just, one of the lucky ones. How's your weather up there tonight, Monroe? It's still 73 down here tonight. It's supposed to be nice over the weekend, and Monday and Tuesday we're supposed to get thunderstorms. And that may be part of the storm that's out west right now, because I was just talking to another guy a little bit ago, and he's in Texas, and they're getting an ice storm out there. So time it moves across and gets to here, that may be our thunderstorm coming. Hey, Peter. Well, that could very well be, Peter. 43 now and sort of cold, yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff in the past where people, the workers, whatever, haven't been treated the greatest. And it's sad that it still happens in some countries today. The only fortunate part is there's some countries, that do have the labor laws that tells, what they can do and can't do and how much they have to pay and whatever. But there's so many countries that have nothing, and you're at the discretion of the employer, how poorly or how well you're treated. Well, I look at just being honest. What you say is all. Like I said, there's just too many places, mostly Middle East, that don't treat their employers well. And I feel sorry for the girls that go there because, they're already coming from a bad situation. They're trying to help their families and stuff, and then have to deal with that. And the other one that I always hate the idea of, in order to get these jobs, first off, they have to pay a fee to go through whatever the process is in Manila to get the job. Then they have to sign a contract, and they're stuck with that employer for whatever the terms of the contract are. Yeah, I don't know on that. I've heard that the Philippine government will get involved if a girl can, get information back to them that they're being mistreated, hurt, or whatever. But I think that seldom ever happens, that the information gets back to them. It's one of those cases that whenever they go someplace, the first thing they need to do is find out where the Philippine embassy is. Then if you have a problem, you go there and try to get help. Because when you go to another country, if you don't, get somewhere where you can contact your embassy like that, you're pretty much on your own. Yeah, you always fix your meals so late every night, IJ. That always surprised me, with you taking care of her. There's a lot of times I end up eating late because, being on here, whatever, but lately I've been trying to eat earlier before I get on here, just so I get it done earlier. I'd already fixed and had my supper before I started this. Because otherwise, I sit here and do this, and then I get to talking to somebody else afterwards, and next thing you know, I'm fixing supper at midnight. And that's not good to eat that way and then go to bed. That's part of where I got this from. I'd like to lose about 6 kilos, 12 pounds, whatever. I would look better and would feel better. When I used to work with the carnival years ago up in New York, we always ate late that way because we would run the show all evening and shut down at 11. Time you got everything closed up and everything put away for the night, then we'd all go out to eat. So it was always after midnight or later before we ate. And then go back to the grounds and go to sleep. And you didn't even sleep good then because all the crew and stuff, there's a few of them there that brought campers with them or sleeping in them, but majority of us slept in our cars or the work trucks, or some of the guys even slept in the rides. They didn't have a vehicle. And you don't sleep as well that way. I had a lot of fun working on the carnivals, but wasn't big money in it. And the other part of it was always kind of a laugh between us. The outfit I worked for was a small company, and when we got paid every Monday night after we shut down, got everything put away. The boss would pay us in $1 bills, because that's what most people paid for at the ticket booths, was $1 bills, for ride tickets and stuff. So our whole week's pay was paid to us in ones. So you'd go out there with a big stack of money like this, but it was all $1 bills. IJ, was you still here, or was you gone when I mentioned about going for a battery today? Yeah. I was thinking the same thing, tips, but I was thinking restaurants. What are you listening to, IJ? There's nobody singing here. There's no music playing. What are you fixing? Yeah, but if I'm not saying something, you miss me. That sounds good. I took a package out of the freezer yesterday. I think it was yesterday, maybe it was this morning. But it had two big, they were, shoot, that big around. I knew what you meant. But they had two big hamburgers in it like that were stuffed with, I think, blue cheese or something or other. They're good, a little bit greasy, which I don't care for. But the time I had that, and the amount of rice I fixed, and I had cottage cheese and pickles and olives, I had too much. I put half the hamburger in the refrigerator for tomorrow's lunch or something, which isn't like me. That's true, Peter, but I always like to have people, join in, so at least I know you're there or know who is there. Because there's a lot of nights it'll show, that I got 5, 6, 7 people here, but there's only 2 or 3 talking. So I never know who else is even here. I don't know where these are from. They came from Publix. I didn't even look. I've gotten I can't think what kind of meat it was now. I think I got some lamb one time that came from Australia. But I was also thinking I got something else too. I don't remember what it was. It was shipped in from Australia. Oh, I agree with that, Peter. I mean, there's some of the girls that come here that keep telling me, I need to do StreamYard so they can get up on the panel too. Which I say, yeah, that'd be good. That way I could sit back and watch and not have to talk so much. But then there's going to be a bunch of them that want to sing. Some cases it's okay. Some people are good singers. Others that you'd rather not listen to. But the other thing is some of the others that I've seen doing too, and I've told them about it, but they don't get it adjusted right even the next time after you told them, is they'll get their music too loud and you can't hear them sing. And I don't know whether I guess they can't hear the music on their end to know how loud it is or what, but it drowns them out. There's others that turn on play music in the background just while they're talking, and then you can't hear them. Oh yeah, I agree. There's one guy that used to come on the girls' channels all the time, and they all used to, say how great he was and sit and laugh and whatnot. And I always said they weren't laughing because he was good; they were laughing about how bad he was. But every live stream they had, he came back and they got him to sing again. And just kind of got where some of those like that, when they come on, I just left. Yeah, that does too. Some of the sound effects are dumb to begin with, and then they drowned out everything. And there's a few people that recently had good channels that have bought those things, and now they use them, and to me it hurt the channel. Yeah. The fake laughter, the fake applause. You're going to take an axe to the V8s in the world. I don't quite get you. Or the one that's supposed to be a fake kiss or whatever that don't even sound like a kiss. Okay. I didn't know that's what the box was called. But I agree with you there. I don't like those. It'd be fine if they used it as a quiet background noise once in a while, but they use it continuous and they always have it up too loud. Actually, V8 is a vegetable drink. I think it's supposed to be 8 vegetables. Looks just like tomato juice. $22 on eBay. You know, to me, that's a wasted $22. That's like the battery for this that I've tried to get the last couple of days. The one they sold me, I took back because it was the wrong one. Didn't work, but it was $102 for it. When I was at Bulbs Plus today, they didn't have what I needed, and the kid went online and looked, and he found one on Amazon and gave me the numbers for it. I need to see about ordering it. But for this Dell computer, the battery I could get there on Amazon was $69. Yeah, I like V8 juice. I like tomato juice, either one. But the V8 juice is supposed to have other vegetables like celery and I don't know what all mixed in with it. Yeah, that's true. Because you can adjust your mic tone and volumes and whatever, and add that what they call the reverb or whatever that gives it kind of like an echo. When they're talking, it's annoying, but for singing, it makes it sound good. They just need a way to switch it so that when they're singing, they can use it. When they're talking, they can disconnect it or something. I don't know. Maybe they can't shut it on and off. But the channels that use it, when they stop singing or talking, there's such an echo in it that you can't understand things. Maury got quiet. She must have went back to work. She usually comes in for a little while and talks quite a bit and then leaves. So I'm assuming, she had to go back to work. JB hasn't been at my last couple lives, but she's in Manila. I haven't heard that one yet, Peter. Bikini sometimes pops in at the start of mine for a little bit. Then she has to leave and go to work. She's working today. She's only off on Sundays. Hey, Ken. Did Rena get all of her meat and stuff burnt? I watched the first part of hers and then left. I'd never seen it do that way where you pile the charcoal on top of the grate, start it burning, then take it, put it underneath, and put the meat on top. far as you're talking about the V8 juice there, IJ, another one that I had only gotten it before, maybe back around Halloween's when I first saw it, and I got it a few times, and it's just strictly called apple cider, and it tastes like regular cider that you used to buy up in New York and stuff. And I bought a few jugs of it there when they had it, but recently I've seen it on the shelf in the juices aisle, as a regular juice now. But I mean, it's still called the apple cider. But I just got some more of it the other day. I like that. I kind of miss the Marine. I kind of miss the fresh squeezed cider from New York when I had when I was a kid. Because every year when they harvest the apples, they used to make cider with a lot of them. Yeah, see, I never was much for drinking stuff like that. Mixed drinks, about the only thing I ever drank much of was either Black Velvet or Canadian Mist. I had it in ginger ale. I've had tequila sunrise a time or two, which is okay. Screwdrivers are okay, but not my choice. Marine, when Ken comes back here after his vacation, are you coming back with him? Get a big suitcase that you fit inside of and let him take one of his checked luggage. I don't think you'll fit in the carry-on. IJ, you say before that your other half works for Delta Airlines. Shipping or UPS? Okay. I guess that'd be one way to get her here. Check luggage would be quicker because I think UPS takes around. No, I take that back. It's regular mail that takes so long. UPS and FedEx, I guess, aren't too long. She just has to remember when the package goes through customs to be real quiet so they don't hear her moving around in there. IJ must be gone again. She got quiet. She's cooking right now. Maybe you could put her in a pet carrier and just tell her once in a while to bark. That way she'll get more air. I think she's a little too big to try to get a child seat for in the plane. Child rate. Yeah, it's all right. Give her those, then we don't have to worry about her getting rabies or distemper. You can order stuff like rabies shots and whatnot from that Jeffers online. They're out of Alabama. You can order it in the 10-shot vials and have to get your needles or order the needles for it. Or you can order it one syringe full at a time. I used to get all my stuff like that from them when I had my dogs and my emus and whatnot, because you can't buy rabies shots in Florida unless you're a vet. But it's not illegal for me to give my pets or yours or whatever a rabies shot. It's just they don't recognize it. If the dog bites somebody, they're still going to put it in quarantine to make sure that it doesn't have rabies. But I used to buy the shots and give them to myself, because you go to the vet and it's $8 to $12 per dog, to give them a shot. Where time I ordered the rabies vaccine and ordered the syringes in a box of 100, it cost me less than $2 per animal to vaccinate them. But I used to do all my dogs, my cats, and my emus for the different vaccinations they needed. I used to have to give the emus shots for worms and that triple E virus that they get from the encephalitis, like they get from the mosquito bites, which will kill them. That's how I got 2 ribs cracked one time. I went in. It works best if you get one person to go in and catch the bird and hold it, and the second person give them a shot. And I was catching the bird and then trying to give him a shot myself, so I didn't have a good hold on it. And it caught me in the ribs and cracked 2 ribs. But I've always been one for doing a lot of stuff like that alone, not asking for help. I was building a pole barn for a girl one time. Yeah. But the pole barn was 36 by 60. So when I was putting the rafters up on the poles, which the bottom end was up at 10 foot and the upper end was whatever, for the pitch. and they were 2x10 rafters. I set up 2 ladders on it, took one end of it up and just wrapped a bungee cord around the 6x6 post and around the 2x10 rafter. Then went up the other ladder and brought the other one up and bungee corded it up there in place to get it where I wanted it so I could nail them in place. I was, working on both of them, doing that alone. I was in a live stream yesterday and somebody came in and started asking me if I had any cherry jelly. Don't know what the hell that was supposed to have been about. And I don't recall ever seeing the person before. But sometimes some of these live streams draw some strange people in. Hi, Jay. Are the pork chops ready yet? Everybody's getting hungry here waiting on you. And now she left us wondering what she's talking about with chops and mint jelly. You're going to make your face fat now. I guess that means you're going to go eat. You're not big enough to be fat anywhere. Well, things have kind of quieted down here, and I keep losing my voice. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this. Half the time I have trouble talking to make a comment. I started off the other night doing one like this. It was only going to be a short one and ended up over 3 hours, but I won't make 3 hours tonight. It'll become a silent live stream. So thank you all for coming in tonight. I will talk with you all again on the next one or on yours one. So good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'll catch all of you on the next one.